On your couch today, Chris. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to Positivity is the Way to Go. He is a Cleveland Cavaliers fan and he's a UW advisor. Welcome, my guest today, Chris Alexander. How you doing, man?
What's up, Dion? How's it
How's
going, man?
morale going today, man?
How's morale going today?
Yeah.
All is well, man. I'm like the podcast. Positivity is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm positive, even with the
Yeah,
stuff.
you in a different room today, man.
Yeah, man. I'm out on the couch in the living room. The dog is in the back room.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
he did not get kicked out of his wife's room. He didn't they didn't have a fight at all. He just on the couch for the interview.
Ah, right. Just the
So let's
interview.
let's talk about those Cleveland Cavaliers, man. They won yesterday against New York. Y'all, New York ain't good at all. We know Tom Thibodeau running through the ground with defense. Mikal Bridges was arguing, saying that they play too many minutes. But what do you think about your team and your aspirations of going to the finals and being the number one seed right now in the East for now?
For now. Okay, I like the Cavs' chances. I know you keep going back and forth saying that the Celtics are going to beat the Cavs, and they just might. But I like the Cavs. The Cavs are deeper. They got a deeper bench. Everyone's come together. Have you seen them play? They move the ball very well, play good defense, and that's the making of a champion. Yeah, they got to go through Boston. Boston's the defending champion, but I like the Cavs' chances. I really do.
Well, Chris, I got to make an apology to you. I was wrong about Cleveland. They gonna make to Eastern Conference Final and get beat by Boston. And Kenny Atkinson is a good coach. So but the thing is, y'all not gonna beat Boston because y'all don't got that championship DNA. Tatum and Brown been in the finals. Mitchell have never been past the second round. Even with Utah with good teams, he still haven't made it past the second round. So the thing is, they got to get it done in the playoffs. But that's like Oklahoma City in order to stay claim. You could play good in the regular season. The Golden State won 72 games and they still lost in the finals to your boys. So let's be honest. Regular
Hey,
season and playoffs, two different things, Chris.
let me tell you something. What you just said that the Celtics, the Celtics are the team to beat, which they are. There's it always has to start. It has to start somewhere. Just like the Kansas City Chiefs won two in a row and the Eagles had to come along and beat them. It has to start somewhere. So the Celtics have been there. Eventually, someone's going to overtake them, overthrow them, or whatever, and step it up. And why not the Cavaliers? Why not Cleveland? I think the Cavs are all right being the underdog. With what you just said, them losing in the Eastern Conference Finals, we're all right with that. We're all right with you all thinking that. So then when the Cavs push them and end up winning, then what? You're gonna come back on here the next time we interview and say, you know what, Chris, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I miss I mistakenly spoke. The Cavs are nice. They just won it all. So we'll see. Yeah, Tatum and Brown are there. You muted, Dion.
Chris, I am not apologizing to you because Cleveland gonna lose against Boston in the finals. Y'all are not beating Boston. We got to see it in the playoffs. You could do all this talking, but get it done in the playoffs and beat Boston, and then people would really respect y'all. If y'all could beat the beast of the East.
I got you. Well, hey, again, once it happens, we'll see what you have to say then. I'm all right with the beast of the East, Boston, being there and everyone thinking that they're going to win it. They just might. Again, Boston is nice. They got a deep bench, great defense, and they can shoot. They can shoot threes. But on those days where those threes are not going in and Porzingis gets hurt, oh yeah, that's something else. Watch out for some injuries, and never will I put that on anyone or hopeful that anyone gets injured at all. But this whole game, all the game, basketball, football, baseball, it's all about injuries and who can stay the healthiest and who can stay healthy. Watch out. Watch out. Because if one of them go down, Tatum or Brown, it's a wrap.
No, well, they typically stay healthy. You know, you got to worry about Porzingis. You know, he don't want to get hurt a lot, but I'm not worried because they got Al Horford. So if Porzingis missed games, you see, they still beat Cleveland last year in the playoffs when Porzingis was out for 2 games. They still won those games. So they could do it. They got Horford. Oh, you know, he got an old man game, but he really good, you know. Father Sam had not catched up with him at all.
Ah, all right. Well, let's make it through the rest of the season, Horford, and then going into the playoffs. When it comes to the Eastern Conference Finals, let's make it through the first two rounds, and then when it comes to playing the Cavs, let's see if Horford's around. Hopefully, he will be. Hopefully, both teams are at full strength. Last year, the Cavs did not have DeAndre Hunter, and they didn't have Ty. I can't remember the shooting guard's name. Ty Jerome. They were
Yeah.
teammates at Virginia. They didn't have either one of them. Ty was hurt. Hunter was over in Atlanta. And now, the Cavs got some pieces in place. Again, I'm hoping that Darius Garland is not too small for the moment and just for, the point guard position. Drew Holiday is nice. You know what I'm saying? They got some nice pieces over there. I like Pritchard, Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench and all that. So it's going to be a great series if both teams make it there too. I'm not overlooking anyone. Look at the Bucks. They're kind of down. Dame Lillard is hurt, but who knows what's going to happen? Playoff time, teams step it up and they play hard and they get to it.
Well, it's Boston and Cleveland in the East and nobody else. Everybody else hurt, injured. You know, they're not good enough to beat those two teams. But let's go to Cleveland, the Browns. You know, who do you think y'all should draft? And the thing is, why was y'all saying Myles Garrett to a contract like that when y'all know y'all not winning anything anytime soon? And I think y'all should get Shedeur Sanders instead of Abdul Carter. You know, y'all trying to get good defensively, but y'all need a quarterback. Why would you start Kenny Pickett? Why would you start Kenny Pickett? You should have brought back Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is better than Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett got traded 3 times in a year. He got traded from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. And then he got traded from Philadelphia to Atlanta. And then he getting traded from Atlanta to Atlanta to Cleveland. You know, he a backup quarterback, and then he got small hands for the quarterback position coming out the draft. You know, he went to University of Pittsburgh, but they're in the ACC. Let's be honest. They're not better than the SEC anyway.
All right. So you said a lot right there, Dion. Kenny Pickett, and you also mentioned Jameis Winston. Now, I appreciate everything Jameis Winston did for the Browns last year. I even was there at the game when they played the Ravens in Cleveland, where he threw a number of touchdowns. And, he had the fans and the crowd going crazy. I was there for my birthday. So that was a great birthday present. But his name is Jameis Winston, like you said. And we already mentioned Kenny Pickett. His name should be Jameis Pick Off because he throws so many interceptions. He gets picked off at least twice a game. And that's why he didn't come back to Cleveland. He throws so many pick sixes that Jameis picked off is gone now. He's in New York with Russell Wilson. That's going to be a debacle. But we'll see how let's switch to the Giants real quick. Yeah, the whole Giants organization is just about as bad as the Cleveland Browns, giving up Saquon, and then he goes and wins the Super Bowl. But anyways, back to the Browns. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of different things, a lot of different names bounce around who they may draft. Like you said, it may be Shador. I would probably like Shador. A lot of people are coming back saying that he doesn't have a strong arm and he wouldn't be a good pick. I like Shador. Abdul Carter is there as well. I also like Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, they're saying he would probably be the receiver. I like him at cornerback as well. But who I would pick, I think I would take Abdul Carter. I would take him. And then they may have to move up because I also like Jackson Dart, the quarterback from Mississippi, from Ole Miss. I like him a lot. Or Ohio State's, quarterback that took us, to the national title. We might, let's look at him as well. There are other quarterbacks and there are some other people around there that they can go after if they don't even draft Shador, because I think the Titans will take Cam Ward. But we'll see what happens, how it plays out. But I would like them to take Abdul Carter. Could be opposite Miles Garrett. You mentioned Miles Garrett in that contract. I don't know why they really signed him to that. It was all about the money with him. I think with the Browns being so down, I would not have been mad at them trading Miles Garrett. Hopefully, they could have gotten at least, two ones, and then whatever else comes with that. They need some capital, draft capital, I think, because I don't think they're going anywhere this year, this coming, football season. I don't think so. But what do I know?
Well, y'all don't have a quarterback, and when you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you in purgatory. Look at the G man. They don't have a quarterback. You need Sanders. Sanders is more important than Carter. That's if you have a good defense. What if you can't score points? Pick it. Everybody gonna laugh at him. Y'all probably gonna be the worst team in the NFL next year, and y'all gonna be battling with the Giants for Arch Manning that come out of Texas, and y'all gonna be hoping that he come out the draft and y'all gonna be like a four-win team again with a good defense. Carter is the difference maker, but he not a quarterback. He don't have the ball in his hands, and y'all got receivers, the offensive line, but you don't have a quarterback. When you don't have a quarterback, you cannot win in NFL without a quarterback.
What you think of Kirk Cousins possibly being traded to the Cleveland Browns? That's
Well,
what they
he'll be
kicking around.
he'll be a stopgap. He'll be a 1 year guy,
That's
He,
what they need.
he'll no, but the thing is, y'all want to be bad to get Arch Manning. You want to get the number one pick next year. You don't want to win because he a generational quarterback.
All right, so if they get Shador, where do you think Shador is going to take them?
Well, he a quarterback, so y'all don't have to really worry about that position for years to come. All you can focus on is the offensive line, and you got Miles Garrett on the defense side. If you
Dion.
sign them, you don't need all these players. And Jackson Dart is a running quarterback. And it gets Pittsburgh need a quarterback too. So Pittsburgh want to get Jackson Dart. Y'all need to get Tyler Shook from Louisville. You ain't even talking about him at all.
He old. He old. I mean, he's
Yeah,
good,
but
but
he'll be a good quarterback
and he's
though.
injury prone. And he's injury prone. He's old.
What?
I mentioned him earlier. I didn't say his name. Will Howard from Ohio State.
Well, yeah,
Sec,
but y'all to be
third,
reaching in
second
the
round.
first round though. Y'all
No,
to
I
be.
would take him later. I'll take him later. The Browns have, the number two pick, and then they have I think the number 33 pick. So that's second round. So I would get Abdul Carter. And then if they have to trade up, I think to 23, and that'll probably be trading with the Steelers or whoever, trade up to get Jackson Dart, I would do that. But if he goes, I would wait. Will Howard, I like Tyler Shook also, but he's hurt, he's injury prone, and he's a little older, but he's still a really good quarterback. I saw his tape. So I would take any of them. I don't think you can really miss too much in this draft. I mean, quarterbacks, who really knows? You get so many of these commentators saying, "Oh, this person ain't that good. He ain't got a strong arm. He ain't this. He ain't that." We'll see. But you mentioned Shook, but I like Jackson Dart, Will Howard before Shook. That's just me. That's just me.
Well, all right, Cleveland Browns fan. You got your Cavaliers, so take it easy now, Chris. Stop
Take it
trying to
easy.
fix the Browns, and they've been with Jimmy Haslam at the helm. They have not been good. And then the Watson contract, he even admitted it was the worst contract. So come on, Chris. When you're on the admin that y'all can't get the quarterback position right, y'all got problems.
That's the
But
thing. Really quick, I want to make this quick point, Dion. Yeah, Deshaun Watson was a bad contract. Terrible. Terrible. But before him, Baker Mayfield was supposed to be the savior, the man that came in here and did his thing, but he didn't. Now he's in Tampa Bay killing it. I think it's all about the development. The Browns are not developing players as they should, but it's that as well as um they're not developing players like they should. But I mean, it's just the offense as well. That was the next point. Maybe they needed to switch the offense to what Baker is looking for. He's throwing the ball down the field. He's getting Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, who's coming back off an injury. Like he's getting the ball down the field. That's what the Browns needed to do. But we're in Cleveland. It's that cold weather stuff. And I don't know. We'll see what they do in the draft and go from there.
well, you in the AFC. The AFC much difficult than the NFC. The NFC. the team, the Chicago team, they could be back good next year. But Cleveland, even if they get a good season, they still may not make the playoffs.
Actually, we're in a tough division. We got the
Well,
Ravens, Steelers,
you got Joe
Bengals,
Burrow, you got Lamar Jackson, and you also have let me see, what's the other team?
the Steelers.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
well they don't got no quarterback, so y'all in the same boat. But thing is though, Tomlin is a better coach than Stefanski.
way better.
Tomlin has never had he has never had a losing season, but he may have it with Aaron Rodgers though, because Aaron Rodgers is not good. By the time caught up with him already, you know.
They signed him?
You know who should get no, not yet, but you Cleveland should get Aaron Rodgers. That
Oh
way they
no.
get the first pick next year,
Oh,
Chris.
oh
That'd be
no.
good.
You
You
know,
want to
you know,
lose,
you know how
yeah.
much drama he will bring? It will be a
That's
losing season.
good. You
Yeah.
want to tank, Chris. You want to tank, man. Like people tanking in the NBA for Cooper Flag. You
I
want to tank for Arch
Dion,
Manning. Everybody want to get Arch Manning next year. Everybody,
I can't
everybody.
I can't have Jerry Judy beating up Aaron Rodgers, man. Come on.
That'd
And
be
Nick Chubb,
good, man. The
it will
trauma. They
be.
could be on Hard Knocks, man. Yeah.
And Nick Chubb ain't there to keep the peace. The Browns
Yeah,
messed
y'all
that
could be
up.
on Hard Knocks, man. Y'all could be the New York Jet. Y'all already the Jets already, you know. So, what do you think about the state of society, Chris?
State of society, as far as just everything going on in the world, I- uh, one thing I can say is the state of society. It's just too many people walking around here negative and just mad. I was in the gym a couple days ago, and it's just people walking up. They got their selfie sticks. They got their cell phones, setting up the cell phones with the tripod in front of the dumbbells, and it's like getting mad at me because I'm trying to get to the dumbbells. Like, yo, what's wrong with you? I'm trying to work out here. You trying to make a video. I ain't trying to be in your video. So the state of society, I think, is just all backwards. It's all, it's crazy. And with people trying to be on social media and trying to be the next superstar, doing real crazy things, and then getting mad, being negative. The state of society is it's in a flux. It's messed up. So I think we just need to change. We just need more positivity in this world, and that's what I try to bring.
Well, that's the problem. Everybody want to be God and everything. Everybody want to be give attention because they're not used to it. Like they from people that they friends and they loved ones don't get them attention at all. So, and like in Chicago, they be downtown and they be in the middle of the street, cars coming and they just taking pictures and stuff. And then the sidewalk, they be taking pictures and everything like they made out of glass. I be like, is this very important?
It makes no sense. It's that it's everyone wants to be seen, but then the truth hurts when you tell someone about themselves. Nah, they want to start fighting. Nah, they want to get up in your face and want to fight. And it's like the emotional intelligence of people in this world is at an all-time low. People need to know or need to figure out, that let me just walk away. It's a million, it's a whole bunch of people out here that don't take care of their kids, don't do anything for their community, and then when someone calls them on it, then they want to go and jump bad and try to fight you and try do or something even worse than that. It's like the truth hurts, man. So people need to just stop, figure it out, pray, and then be positive and just do the right thing.
Well, Chris, people gonna do them though. It ain't no accountability. They like politicians and stuff. That's why I'm an independent, Chris. Like I'm not part of Democrats or Republicans. Both of them I dummies. It's like you got to pick a side. In society that they always make you pick a side. It's like you like burgers or fish sandwiches. You like Burger King or McDonald's. It's always you got to pick a side. Like an argument. Say you and your wife. Y'all get in an argument. You got to pick a side. It's like everybody think Chris right, or no, they think Chris wife right. That's how
Yeah,
society is. You got to pick a side. You can't be like neutral.
man, I don't argue. I don't argue with her. I don't argue with these people in the streets. I don't argue with colleagues at work. I'm just like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's get past it. It's all about compromising. It's all about talking things out and understanding, okay, we can agree to disagree, whatever, if it comes to that, but we're still, on that cordial speaking terms. I'm hoping.
Well, Chris, people sensitive today, so a lot of times they don't want to talk to you no more. They gonna probably ghost you. They're gonna say you hurt my feelings. Don't ever talk to me again. And you gonna call them, and they gonna block you, or they gonna change their number on you. They gonna say, uh, "Ding dong, the phone." They like you have the wrong number. The number is invalid.
That's the problem. Even so many people will go through something and 2, 3 days later, 3 weeks, 3 years later, they still got this animosity towards someone else. They ain't gotten over it. It's like, what does it take for you to get over something? Especially if it's something super small, minute. I don't get it. I don't get it. There it is. Not in touch with their emotions, with their emotional intelligence. We got to figure something out.
Yeah, well said, Chris. What do you think about the Stephen A. Smith and James drama about Bronny and all that, because that's been a big topic of discussion and everything.
Dion. Ah. All right. So from what I've seen from both sides, I like LeBron James. He got my Cleveland Cavaliers a title back in 2016. Stephen A. Smith just signed this big old contract. I don't know if this is some sort of social media thing to try to keep, ratings up. But once LeBron has said all those things about Bronny being better than some of the NBA players, taking Bronny at this certain position, certain team shouldn't take him. If you want me, you'll take it, you'll take him here or there, or you won't take him. I don't know. I just think that once Bronny left college, went to the league, okay, that's a grown man league. So it's much more than just getting on the court, battling grown men. It's also being in the public eye and understanding that people are gonna have they thoughts, towards you, whether it's positive or negative, and you got to accept it. So I guess LeBron took Stephen A. Smith's comments towards Bronny, a certain way, and was just like, "Don't talk about my son like that." I don't think LeBron can go to every person out here on the internet and say the same thing. I don't know. He if it, when it comes to him being a father, it's the father thing too. Okay, I understand that, but Bronny he's not an amateur anymore. He's out of college. He's a professional. So with these commentators, if they say something, you got to accept it, man. And you can't walk up on somebody knowing you're on national TV at the end of the third quarter and say something to, curse at them and then think that it's all sweet and smooth. I'm kind of on Stephen A. Smith's side, like, it just holler at me. Talk to me when you could have said, hey, meet me in the back later, and talked it out. I just think a little bit of it was some theatrics, ratings, but I mean, Bronny's a grown man, and I just you can't be there to fight your son's battles all the time. That's how I feel about it.
Well, everybody go on Pat McAfee show, man, because he a big Indiana Tyrese Halliburton fan. He a WWE guy too, McAfee. He be on Raw and everything. So he be paying them millions of dollars. Like he paid them $1 million to come on there. Cause the James, he wasn't coming on there with no little money. He got because they was in Indiana playing the game on ESPN that night. So
It's crazy
you
though.
know,
It
he figured why not come to the studio? You playing the game in my hometown, so, where the show is. So might as well come on and spread some drama.
that's what it is. And he got his ratings up, and he's also on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith. So, yeah. But then LeBron came on there and him and his crew were kind of feeding into some of the drama too. But Stephen A. Smith said, I'm not mad at Pat McAfee. He should have done that. He should have brought him on. I'm glad he did. So LeBron got his ratings up. He got ESPN's ratings up. So all this could be tied in together. I just think it's a bunch of just drama that is going to wash away in the next month, or it should have been washed away right now already.
Right. It's like the saying, can we all just get along? Come on, you grown man. Come on, man. Why you gotta act like kids?
Yup, yup.
Let's
Let's
get
just get past.
along. That ain't how
Let's.
life works though, Chris. People can't get along. Always gotta be somebody that is right and you wrong.
It's always got to be some exactly. But this right here, I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen A. Smith and LeBron are laughing in the background, like, ha ha ha. We continuing to get our money up and our ratings up. LeBron is darn near a billionaire. Stephen A. Smith just got 100 mil. Like,
Well,
they sitting
yeah,
there
he got 20
laughing.
million a year. He signed a 5 year, $100 million. He getting 20 million a year. But let's be
Wow.
honest, Chris James would beat the crap out of him anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that he would swing on LeBron if LeBron was to do something. Like,
No, James would beat him up, man. He's 6'8", 260 pounds, and he worked out. That Smith dude don't work out in the gym like that.
but that would never happen. That would never ever
Yeah.
happen because both of them got so much to lose. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
look at
Smith
it.
got
Look at
more to
it.
lose than James. James a millionaire. He the
He
top two player
passed
in
that.
NBA history. Smith, he not no top two announcer of all time. Let's be honest. He not no John Madden or Steve Levy, or all
Howard
these
Cosell.
people. Well, yeah, Greg Gumbel.
Yep.
He not in that tier of like sportscasters like James is with the NBA.
Still like
But let's let
Stuart Scott. My guy Stuart Scott. He
well,
passed
yeah, yeah,
away.
booyah.
Yeah, you're right. He had a lot of those.
Yeah,
Yup. Go
yeah,
ahead.
man.
My bad. My
So, do
bad.
you think that Bronny is an NBA star?
Say that again, Dion. You muted.
Do you think that Bronny is an NBA starter?
Starter. As of this point, no. No. There are there are lots of other players that have been in the league longer that should start over Bronny or would start over Bronny. I don't think he's a starter yet. I don't know if he would be a starter ever. I haven't seen his late. I heard he's been doing much better. I heard he's been snapping lately. I haven't seen much tape recently, but I heard he's been doing his thing. But from what I saw at USC and early on this NBA season, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be a starter or should be a starter.
Well, the G League is different from the NBA. With the NBA, you did a grown man. The G League, they like the minor leagues for the NBA, basically. He not gonna be playing that competition. He not playing against Tyrese Maxey. Like Tyrese Maxey, crisscrossed him over and made him look silly when Philadelphia played and stuff. And Tyrese Maxey and him around the same height. So if he can't guard Tyrese Maxey, he can't keep up with no point guards. He better coming off the bench, and get his in garbage time.
Yeah, he's
But
a role
he can't
player.
be in the game. What? No, no, he can't be no role player. He too short. He can't hang with the point guard. He can't even hang with Ty Jerome. Chris, you were talking about Ty Jerome and Darius Garden. They would eat. They would eat. They would eat. They would take his lunch money if he guarded them. Even Ty Jerome, a older guy, would make Bronny look silly.
Now,
So, he only scored 4 points a game out of USC. Isaiah Collier was picked higher than him at USC. He was allowed to pick Isaiah Collier, but James, he should have been in college more. He need more development. I think 3, 4 years from now he could be a bench player, role player, but right now he got to focus on this game.
I agree, but 3 or 4 years from now, there's still going to be some people coming out of college and overseas coming into the league that are going to be better than Bronny. Like, I think he should have stayed in college as well. But just wait. If he was not LeBron's son, if he didn't have that James last name, who who would say that he'd be there next year? He'd still be in the league. There are so many players that came out of college that were in the league, did 1 year. James Booknight, dude that went to didn't he go to UConn? He
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
nice.
Connecticut. He won a national championship with Kemba Walker
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah,
Well, he wasn't there that. He was no, he recently got Kemba Walker been in the league for years. Booknight,
no,
he just came out a couple years ago. He went to
yeah.
UConn. Yeah. Oh, we got to okay. Um and hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, he's not in the league anymore. He was an explosive, physical player, explosive, but he's not in the league. Better than Bronny. So we'll see how Bronny develops. It's all about development as well. And my guy Phil Handy, I think he's still working with him. Phil Handy for the Lakers, conditioning coach. Um, I don't know if he's still with the Lakers, but he's nice. If he continues to work with Bronny, if he's working with him, Bronny will get better and he will become one of those guys if
Yeah,
he develops.
he gonna be a bench player, you know. Take a seat on the bench, you know. You're never gonna be a starter, but you could be a bench player 3, 4 years from now.
How
Now
many
have a
how
good
many
day, Brian.
how many points do you think he could average off the bench?
Like 12, 14, because he a smaller guard, you know. He an offensive guy. He ain't no defensive guy. He too small, you know.
12 or 14. That's a lot of points off the bench.
12,
Okay.
14, yeah. That well, you can put up easy buckets against the second unit, you know, if he get mature, you know.
True. Okay. I was thinking more like 8 or 9 points, maybe 9 points, come in,
Well,
play some good
in the
defense.
NBA, anybody can score, Chris. I mean, you
That's true.
know, you got people putting up 40 points like Jalen Williams, OKC. You know, he a
Be
role player,
nice.
and he putting up 40 points a game. He put
Be
up 40 with
nice.
SGA out of the game, sitting on the bench. So if they can put up 40 points,
Be
anybody can.
nice.
You know, the NBA don't play no defense at all, man. Look at the Lakers. Look at Doncic and James. They don't play defense like that. You know, they give.
So wait, so you just mentioned OKC. You got them coming out the West?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, well, yeah, okay. See, I think the Warriors and with Curry and Butler and Green, you know, they've been 18-2 since they acquired Butler from
Okay.
Miami, so they're forced to be reckoned with. And then the Lakers, if they get it together, you know, Doncic won with Kyrie Irving. He was in the finals last year, so you know, LA and the Warriors, the teams are. I think Denver is cooked. You know, Denver ain't going nowhere. I mean, they lost to the Washington Wizards on a 3 point buzzer beater with Jordan Poole. You know, if they lose to the Wizards, you know they got problems. You know, Jokic he should be the MVP. SGA gonna be it because he was the best team in the NBA. But let's be honest, Jokic is the best player in the NBA right now. But he ain't gonna win any championship with Denver anytime soon because they don't have no bench.
No, they don't. They don't. Russell Westbrook, I don't even know, is he starting?
Yeah, no,
Um,
Russ look good because he got Jokic and Murray. If he wasn't playing with Jokic or Murray, he'd probably be, you know, get triple doubles like with OKC and
what he
ain't
used
gonna
to
win
do.
none, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What he used to do back with OKC and
Well, yeah,
a
he'll
lot of
be a
people.
triple double guy, you know. He'll be the Russell Westbrook. He know how to play his role now because he older, you know.
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
let's talk about God. You know, what is your testimony? How has He shaped your life, Chris?
Oh my goodness. God has shaped my life and my world in so many different ways. Man, I've gone through so much as well as, I'm not gonna turn this into some, testimony or whatever, but
Therapy
uh
session, right?
like
I'm your therapist now, Chris. I'm your new therapist, man.
right. I feel like I should lay
Take
down
a
on the
seat on the
couch,
couch,
kick my
man.
feet up. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. Yeah, I hear you.
I just think that, when people keep God first, you can't sit back and um like determine if something isn't happening fast enough. Things are going to happen. You just keep God first and continue to believe. It's all about belief as well. Believe in things and do what's right, be positive, and I think the good stuff will come out of it. So God has always played a great part in my life. I'm spiritual. I don't show up to church every Sunday, but I'm pretty spiritual and I just believe. So God has done so many wonderful things. When things could have gone a different way, I feel like I'm pretty blessed. So how about you, Dion?
Well, I believe in God, Chris. I just, as a young guy, I make some questionable decisions sometimes. You know, I got to get better in some areas, but with temptation and everything. But I think God is good. I think with God, He gonna love you unconditionally. But if you deal with like Satan people, you know, you want to be yoked with the right people and stuff. You know, I think too often people are superficial and worldly. It's different between worldly people and godly people. Worldly people, they just care about the here and now. Spiritual people, godly people, you know, they're gonna try to do things the best they can because we're in the flesh. We are sinners. We're gonna make mistakes. That's a part of life. But you want to be the best version of yourself every day.
That's right. I agree, man. I was young, years ago, and I had some situations where I did some things you said questionable. Yeah, some things I should not have done. Yeah, I think that's just all a part of learning, growing, and getting to where you want to be. And with you understanding, you've done some questionable things. I've done some with you understanding that, and you're still young. Man, you good. You're in a great place, man.
Well, the thing is, he give us a million chances. Like, look at Michael Vick. He did the dog fighting, and he had another chance in the NFL. It's like Colin Kaepernick. Now he didn't get no second chance at all. So I think we all deserve second chances, and God give us a million chances.
Right. I got to give a shout out. You just said it. Michael Vick, I got to give a shout out. He is coaching a school that I went to. It's not my alma mater, but I went to Norfolk State University, NSU. Behold the green and gold. I went there years back for college for 2 years in Virginia. I want to say, give a shout out to him because he is coaching that football team, the Spartans, Norfolk State Spartans football. So we'll see what they do next year. But yeah, I agree, Dion. Second chances,
Well,
man.
they're not gonna do nothing. They're in the HBCU. You see Eddie George went to Bowling Green and a Mac. He don't want to be in no Tennessee State because who
True.
know about Tennessee State? It's like Jackson State got knowledge because Deion Sanders went there. They nobody no care about no Jackson State or HBCU or Sanders, George. They put the HBCU on the map, man.
It's a stepping stone. He's gonna use that. He'll be at Norfolk State for a couple years, and then from there he'll probably go. He probably want to get to Virginia Tech where he went to college at. So he trying
Well,
to get
yeah,
to be.
it's the same, man.
Yup.
Beamer ball.
There you go. The Hokies. Yup. Yup.
Yeah, they not that good though. They
No,
in
they're
the
not.
ACC.
Eh,
ACC is a terrible conference, in football and sports. But they do got Duke and Cooper Flag. They had Zion Williamson. So let's
True.
not who the ACC. But in basketball, good. And well, no, basketball they only got one team that been good all year.
It's true. And that's Duke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Louisville, they in the ACC, right? They were okay,
well,
but
yeah, but no, man, they was a good
they
regular
got
season
smacked.
team.
Yeah, they
Yeah, yeah.
were. They got smacked in the
Well,
tournament.
Well, we all know who you got win the NCAA tournament, Chris.
All right, check this out, Dion. I know we got about 2 minutes left. So I have two brackets. Who do I think is gonna win? Ooh, now I think Duke has a great chance to win it. But in my brackets, I chose one bracket, I chose Florida. The other bracket, I chose Duke to beat Auburn. So I'm all over the place. But who do I think is gonna win it all? I think Duke is looking the best out of all the teams. But
Well, they got the number one pick in the NBA draft, Cooper Flag. Everybody's tanking for Flag, but the thing is, what'd be crazy if the Bulls get Flag with Giddy and White?
ooh, hey, don't sleep on the other guy, Con Knueppel. Dude went to
He ain't no Cooper
Wisconsin.
Flag. Cooper Flag was
Nah,
dominating.
I
Everybody in the USA team
I didn't
USA was saying that Flag was playing like a grown man. Even James said that.
I didn't say that he's Cooper Flag at any point. I said watch out for him. He's another good one. You can't win with one person. Ask Michael Jordan, ask LeBron James that. Knueppel is nice. So he might actually be um someone that gets the winning shot in one of the games. Just watch him. Watch him.
All right, well, it was a pleasure having you on, Chris, on your new couch. I don't know what to hand you. It look like it's that's a wall and a window.
I don't know if you saw the mailman walk by a few minutes ago, but he delivered my
I
mail and
ain't
walked
see
that
him,
way.
Chris.
Nah,
He was like, "Hey, I remember that
he
guy."
looked up like, "Oh, where's the dog?" Because my dog is usually
No,
barking at him.
all right,
Yeah,
Chris, man. It was a pleasure having you on again, man.
appreciate you, Dion. Hey, man, you got something great here. Keep it up, man. Keep doing your thing.
No, it's a pleasure having you on, man.
Absolutely, man. Be good.
Anytime, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Be good. Thank you. Peace.